cool. So my name is Trista Okel, and I'm the founder and CEO of Empower Bodycare. We've been producing CBD-infused topical products since 2013, and we've been really excited about. Can I start over, actually?
Yeah, I'm writing little notes down too, so don't mind me if I'm looking down.
Cool, no worries. My name is Trista Okel. I'm the. Oh my gosh.
No worries.
Hold on, gotta plug in the computer.
Okay. Take your time.
There we go. All right.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so my name is Trista Okel. I'm the founder and CEO of Empower Bodycare. We are right outside of Portland, Oregon, and we've been producing CBD-infused topical products since 2013.
Awesome. So just a little bit more like about you. So why did you start it, and like kind of how it all came about?
Yeah, so in 2004, my mom was diagnosed with 3 forms of arthritis and also fell and hurt her back. Actually had to have 2 failed back surgeries that all caused her a lot of pain. And I wanted to keep her off of opiates, and she had no desire to take them or to try any sort of cannabis products that would make her feel intoxicated. So I started working on topical formulations to help her. And even with the very first iteration of what is now our topical relief oil, we were able to bring, that was royal we, I was able to bring my mom's pain level down from an 8 to a 3.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was pretty amazing. So
How did you do that?
well, I combined, I did a lot of research, number one. So I researched essential oils and their therapeutic or known properties. I also researched cannabinoids and how they work in the body and there was a few, back then there was just a couple of preclinical trial studies done where I could get a little bit of information, but I just kept up on all of the studies that were coming out over the years subsequent to that.
Okay.
And I think it's also just part magic. I think that's also how it happens. But what I end up doing is combining different ingredients, like, for instance, jojoba oil has some anti-inflammatory properties, right?
Okay.
So when every single ingredient in a formulation is known to have either an anti-inflammatory or analgesic or helps with skin trauma, that those kinds of properties in each ingredient, you definitely get a synergy when you combine them and make one product out of it, right?
Okay.
So that's what I did. I looked for synergies and found them. And that said, I wanted to make sure that that it wasn't just psychosomatic or because I made it for my mom that it helped her. So I started giving the products away to elders, friends, family members, lots of people, medical marijuana patients, lots of people that were dealing with pain issues on a regular basis. And I just kept hearing the same results over and over again. The testimonials that have come have just been amazing. They've brought me to tears so many times.
That's awesome.
Right?
And they're addicting. And it has nothing to do with the THC or whatever. It's just...
Yeah, and I would like to say they're I mean, I don't want people to think that it's actually addictive, right? Because they're not addictive, but but you're right. They are, when you get relief and when products make you feel good, it definitely makes you want to keep using them.
Yeah. So how does the anti-inflammatory, how does that work when you are using a product like yours? how does the CBD like help to anti-inflame areas?
right? So there's a number of different ways that CBD actually works topically in the skin. And one of them is it interacts with a receptor site called TRPV1. And the TRPV1 receptor site is, its job is to regulate inflammation in the body. So when you apply CBD to the skin, it interacts with that particular receptor site and sends a signal to the brain to act as what's called an antinociceptive, which means that it reduces the signal to the brain. I'm sorry, it doesn't reduce the signal to the brain. It reduces the body's response to painful stimuli.
Mm.
So it just isn't as bad as it was prior to applying it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
that said, when CBD interacts with the TRPV1 receptor, it also reduces inflammation. And inflammation is, as most people are at least becoming aware of, inflammation is definitely one of the main issues that people deal with pain issues, as well as disease in the body, right? It's all about reduction of inflammation. Now that said, CBD also interacts with a couple of enzymes that are found in the skin. And those are PPAR gamma and, oh gosh, the other one is slipping my mind right now.
Okay. Go on.
But I'll come back to it. But with PPAR gamma, it also, its job is also to regulate inflammation in the skin. And so when you apply CBD, it reduces the inflammation.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Cool.
it is science.
Yeah. So on the back of your package, it says like 30 minutes, soak for 30 minutes. So you really need that amount of time for it to really work and activate. Is that kind of how?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and with the soaking salts, it's kind of there's a number of different ways that the soaking salts are working. One of them is that the minerals in the actual salts work really well for relieving inflammation. Secondly, the minerals in the salts, and the salts are a blend of USP grade Epsom salt, Dead Sea salt that's been sustainably sourced, and pink Himalayan salt that's been sustainably sourced. So, and there's a number of different minerals in that combination, and those minerals literally send a signal to the brain to release more serotonin when you absorb it through the skin.
Wow. Okay.
So that feels really good just on its own, but when you combine CBD and the essential oils as well, I think it really does wonders for relaxation, detox, just any sort of, like, for me personally, I use them for pain and inflammation issues as well.
Wow. So how does the sustainable sourcing come in? And was that something you were thinking of when you were creating the brand, or how does that work into this at all?
Yeah, that's a great question. So just for clarification, the Epsom salts are Epsom salt in general is man-made. So we just use USP grade for that, which is just the highest grade you can get.
Okay.
Now regarding the sustainability, it was actually, I had created the soaking salts. This was early on, and I was asked by a friend of mine who is a human rights attorney about the source of the Dead Sea salts. And I started doing some digging and realized that a lot of companies that are harvesting or mining Dead Sea salt are not doing it in sustainable ways. They're not taking care of their people, and they're not taking care of the environment. So it became really important to me to source salts that were being harvested in a sustainable way or mined in a sustainable way. So
what does that look? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. How that looks is that when they don't do it in a sustainable way, it's basically looks like strip mining. And when it's sustainable, it's not. It's definitely much more of a manual process.
So what's strip mining for people that don't know?
Right. So strip mining uses machinery. I don't know a lot about it. I skimmed the surface of the topic just so I can make the best choice for the choice of ingredient, but I'm not an expert in strip mining. But from what I know about strip mining, it's using major machinery and just taking all of the soil or all of the sand and the Dead Sea and using really harsh practices that really destroy the area.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And that's not really something, I don't want to do damage with the products we make. I want to help people. So
Exactly. And the environment.
yeah.
So you said it's USP grade, the Epsom salt. What does USP mean?
US pharmacological or pharmacopoeia, sorry.
Okay. Cool. And then
Means it can be taken, like that particular salt, if it were separate from the blend, could be taken internally.
oh wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, but don't take our salts internally.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys started in 2013.
Yes.
So you guys have been around for a little while.
Yeah, this our 7-year anniversary of the company is coming up on a couple of weeks from now.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And so today it's been a pretty small team and you've kind of ran most of it. So what are your as a founder and I guess CEO, like what are your daily duties and where is this like factory that like has like bags all these products and sends them out? Is it something that you go in and see and take part in, or is it somewhere else? How does it all work? Like
Yeah,
how
so
involved are you?
yeah, we have so I have a lot of daily duties. It's everything. I do everything from oversight on operations and budgets and investor relations and um, getting the word out there about the brand, but and lots of other things as well. But in addition to that, we have our own production facility that we built out in 2018, at the beginning of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And we use what's called GMP, good manufacturing practices. And we make the products ourselves in our facility. We have, I don't actually make the products. I've got an amazing production manager that does that for us and with his team. And I do go watch sometimes because back when I first started, I was part of making the products, and it looks a lot different now than it did then.
Yeah.
Now
That's pretty cool.
now it's a semi-automated, and back then it was all manual.
Yep. That's how it starts for a lot of us in the indie
Right?
space. That's pretty
Yeah, totally.
cool. So
Yeah, I
what
started
did
the company out of my kitchen.
so many people do? And then they get, I guess it can feel overwhelming and like and they could hear feedback that like no one wants to buy products from someone's
Right.
kitchen, and so it like deters them from doing what they want to do and creating the thing that they need or that their family needed. And then but yeah, I mean, I used to make bath bombs and I was like, whoa, this is hard.
Yeah, yeah.
um
Sure.
just for like Etsy. And yeah, you kind of get an idea of like how much work goes into it.
Oh yeah.
um
It's a lot of work for sure. And I mean, if any of your listeners are thinking about doing their own, beauty products or whatever out of their kitchen, um, I started in the kitchen, and it I built the company organically, right? Like we grew little bit by little bit until I was able to get out of the kitchen. And get to a facility and, you know, just keep doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to say to people. Just keep doing what you do, because that's how you grow. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're passionate about it and you have a lot of heart, there's no reason that you won't be able to grow it to the next level.
Mm-hmm. That is true. So what does the future look like for you and Empower Body Care?
Well, that's a great question with the current crisis that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we're focusing on direct-to-consumer e-commerce sales.
Mm-hmm.
As many of our retail partners, like for instance, we work with Nordstrom and Dillard's as well. Many
That's
of those,
huge. That's awesome.
right? We're also in Sprouts, but people are buying groceries right now more than they're buying CBD topical products when they go to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, we've seen a huge uptick in e-commerce sales, which has been great.
Mm-hmm.
And we're really focusing on that right now. And as the stores start opening up into what our new normal looks like, we'll go from there. I was scheduled to speak at a number of beauty trend weeks at Nordstrom stores over the past March, April, and May. And unfortunately, those aren't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I can imagine when stores open up again, they will get those beauty trend week events started up again. So I'm
Very
looking
cool.
forward to that. Yeah.
Awesome.
And we're working on a few new products as well in the meantime. So
Mm-hmm. And tell us a little bit about what they are now. And by the way, like we can't wait for you to come and talk to us about different topics at the Clean Beauty Summit as well as the conference. I mean, that was scheduled for September, and it's sad that we had to postpone that as well. Everyone has to postpone events due to COVID, but it's so great because we get to do things like this and connect with people that we wouldn't normally have the time to connect with because we're all like stuck at home. So
right.
yeah, I think there's gonna be so many opportunities for you. So I'm really excited to work with you more. But tell us a little bit about your products. Like
Yeah.
how many different types do you have? What are they? Like how many SKUs or whatever, and
Yeah.
what you're working on now too.
Yeah, great. So we have two different brands. They're the same parent brand, but two different lines within the brand, I guess is the better way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is the one that's sold at like Sprouts Farmers Markets and all that. And that's what we internally call our mainstream line. So that is consists of a topical oil, 4 lotion scents that are all essential oil based and organic whenever I can find them. So we've got a lemon verbena lotion. We have a lavender bergamot, cedarwood bergamot, and peppermint juniper.
Okay.
So
What's the name of that one? Is it different than the Empower Body Care?
no, so it's
Oh,
empowered.
okay.
It's just the white label. So it has a white label on it, like that's all it is.
Mm.
We also have the Lux collection, um, and that has a little over more than twice as much CBD in it, and
Oh.
tweak the formulas just a little bit for that line as well. So I've got luxury body oil. We also have the soaking salts in both lines. So just for differentiation on the soaking salts, the regular soaking salts that you can get in Sprouts and also on our website have 30 milligrams in a 4-ounce container of 30 milligrams of CBD in a 4-ounce container, and the in a 16 ounce they have 118 milligrams, and for the Lux line those numbers are for a 4-ounce are 62 milligrams and 250 milligrams. So we've increased the CBD content, and also the price point as a result of that, right? But the Lux line is in a rose gold, like rose gold packaging also, which
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one that I use. I love it.
yeah, that,
Um, okay, that's great. So for people that don't maybe understand like the milligram, is there a certain level where it just you can't even tell? And then like, do you recommend if they have more chronic pain that obviously they use the one that's a little bit more intense? And if someone's never used it before, I mean, there's a lot of misconception. Even my fiance was like, "What is that? What is it, like weed?" And I was like, "No."
Right.
So I'm sure there's still some like because people don't know, they're not educated on it. So like, what do you say to those like misconception people that don't understand it or don't want to try it because they think it's like associated with marijuana or like and then would you recommend someone use it if they don't really have any pain, and will they feel any effects by it? Because I felt like it was very like mentholy, like almost like a cooling feel, but I don't know, like how are most people experiencing it, and how do you talk about it?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, if people are experiencing, aches and pains or whatever, I recommend starting out with the white label line. So the line that is, if you go to our website, it's just Empower Bodycare, and there it is.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend starting there because those formulations have been helping people for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of years.
Great.
We use CBD extract that doesn't have any THC in it. So there's no way anybody will ever get high from our products at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not possible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't have aches and pains, they work really great for detox, the salts especially. Um, the creams and lotions are so moisturizing. Have you had a chance to try those yet?
I I opened it up and like smelled it,
Yeah.
but I have so many open right now that I don't like. I feel like if I open it and start using it and I open all of them, then they have everything has a shelf life. And I've done it before where stuff will go bad, and I've learned now I have to give every brand ample time to use everything, like give it a
Right.
month. So that's my next thing. I literally threw out like 3 bottles last night of like all the stuff I just used. So I'm gonna start using the lotion this week, this coming week. And I'm excited. But no, it's those are the hardest to get through, because even if I do head to toe, I still like most lotions and stuff, and even shampoo and conditioner probably take me the longest to get through, because I'm like, how many times can I wash my hair? I
Mhm.
wash it through once a week or twice a week,
Yeah.
and I have like people are like, okay, did you try it yet? I'm like, no, not yet. But the bath salts, I took 2 baths in the last 2 days. Like that's how much I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited though. So
So here's the thing on the lotions and the creams. They're in a airless pump bottle. So those are not going to go bad on you. Like
oh wow,
for
okay.
years, you've got years on that. We have a best by date
Oh,
of 2 years because I like to be conservative with it. But from the tests that we've run on that product, those will stay good in those airless pumps for 4 years.
okay. So the airless stuff I can use.
Yeah, airless stuff
Interesting.
you can use.
So that's like anything that it had, like there's just basically no air can get to it.
Yep.
Like, okay.
Yeah, anything that you're not like any sort of pump that where the bottom comes up, right?
Mm,
Like in an airless pump, no air is in there, and so it's not being, and also you're not dipping your fingers into it, so it's not being contaminated.
I really like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
why I chose airless pump.
I've been getting a lot of product with little scoopers, and it's like, how many of these do I need? I need one, and I am not going to keep it with the. It's almost just kind of like, oh, I feel like it's wasteful because I don't need them, and I'm not honestly going to use that thing every single time I need the product. I'll go through it fast enough before mold grows in it or whatever. And it's
Yeah,
like, I just use clean hands and I'm like, whatever. But I know it's probably not the best thing, but it's hard to keep track of those little tiny things.
yeah. Like the little scoops that come with cups
Mm-hmm.
of cream or whatever.
Yeah. And it's like, what do I do with it? It's like, grow. Like, I mean, isn't it contaminated once I put it on the counter? Like, I don't know. It's just a
Right?
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you'll want
So,
to try the lotion and cream.
okay.
When I was doing trainings at Nordstrom, I had more than one employee tell me that it felt like the La Mer hand cream.
Ooh, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go get it out right now. Awesome. I love it. Well, I'm really excited again. I'm always excited, but it was super exciting to get in touch with you and your team, and I can't wait to see what you do next, and I'll come visit you at Nordstrom. I'm excited to see you guys there.
Yeah,
I did send out, because you sent me doubles of like the oils and the lotions, so some of the girls listening have those. I gave them out in some giveaways that we did,
oh,
and I know
excellent.
they're enjoying them. But for our summit, we'll have to add your oil or salts to the VIP bag so everyone can try it out, and really excited. So just tell everybody where you hang out the most, maybe on social media, and then maybe where they can contact you. And um, if there's a code, did we do like a Clean Beauty podcast code to use on your website, or maybe we can create one?
Yes, we'll totally create one.
Okay.
Let's have it be. Let's do a clean beauty for 20% off.
Awesome. Cool. Yes, you guys heard that. 20% off with code Clean Beauty on empowerbodycare.com.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. And oh yeah, I also wanted to mention. I remembered the other enzyme that CBD interacts with.
Okay.
So it also interacts with an enzyme called TNF alpha, which also its job is to regulate inflammation in the skin as well. So
Oh, okay.
and it goes on a cellular level, so it's not just affecting the skin. It's just the receptor site is located in the skin. If that makes sense.
Interesting. For
Sorry.
all of you guys, all the techie people, and I know the doctors and stuff that are listening, you guys would like that. I don't
Yeah,
understand what
I can't help but be a little
PA.
confused about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you should know these things, but maybe if they were in a little bit like basically what the heck is PPAR gamma, and like
Right.
what does that mean, and how would I remember that or be able to like tell someone else about it, right? Like I need it broken down because I don't know. But it's good. You know what it is. So I
Yeah, for
trust you.
sure. And if people are in a lot more uh, like more pain and inflammation, I highly recommend going straight to the oil.
Oh,
It,
interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and this, I like the salts too for this. Like I like the combination of the two. So you soak first, and then once you dry off, then you apply the oil. But definitely
Mm.
dry off first. But the bottom line on that is that it's jojoba oil based, and it doesn't feel oily or greasy. It absorbs into the skin really fast. You just have to rub it in just a little bit, and
So it's almost like a dry oil-ish.
yeah, that's what
Cool.
it
Okay.
feels like a dry oil. So you apply a small amount and rub it all the way in, and do that if you're dealing with like more acute stuff. Do that more often in the beginning.
Okay. I get a lot of back pain just because I'm sitting all day. And so that's like my area is just up here. And when I get in the bath, I have to like really go down because I want it to soak in that area. So that's good to know because it's hard to kind of be all the way underwater unless you have like a crazy bathtub and you're like
Yeah,
rich with a hot tub or whatever.
yeah.
So very cool.
Say apply it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm flexible. I
Get it.
use all kinds of lotions. I have them in my desk. I have like I even got so desperate that I started trying to do like cannabis things just to try to, but that just I can't work on that. But I always have different lotions. I've tried so many balms, and some of them smell. My fiance's like, "Are you smoking weed?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so embarrassing." Like, no. Because I've tried some that are straight up like hemp something, like really hippy dippy ones, and then they get on my clothes. So that's a huge issue because I've tried so many. So I will have to go do that and do a review on it tonight because
Yeah, try the oil for that. And none of our products smell like weed.
no, they don't. They smell amazing. Like the essential oils are just like so delightful. And then
Right?
my bathroom actually smells great, like
Yeah.
all night. Um,
Oh,
yes, that's
and
great.
our website too is empowerhemp.com.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. And then you're on Instagram probably the most?
Yes.
Okay.
We definitely do focus on Instagram more. And you can follow us there if you're interested at either empower_bodycare and or empower CBD.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
We'll hang out with you over there, and you guys stay tuned because we are going to be talking to Trista on May 3rd. She's going to be coming on to talk to us about all things CBD and health on May 3rd. So, you guys, if you guys are interested, get in touch with us. Go on to cleanbeautycon.com and learn more about her topic. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.